always have a routine that you do the same thing, you do the same way over and over and over, you are creating a hypnotic environment so that you go into your zone every time you do the same thing over and over and over. Have a routine that doesn't break. Now, it's very difficult, I know, for some of you. If you have jobs that don't keep to regular hours and your hours fluctuate and stuff like that, that can be difficult. But when it comes to trading, on your days that you trade, if you always do the same thing, you're creating a hypnotic environment where you become laser focused on what you are doing. I used to sit here and play chess with my phone, and then I recognize, wait a minute, the chess, I'm becoming hypnotized to the chess, which takes my focus away from the charts. Because when you do anything repetitive over and over and over and over and over, like that requires concentration, you go into a hypnotic state. That hypnotic state actually helps you to see the nuances of what's happening, and an experienced person on the charts, or an experienced athlete, or an experienced musician, artist, or whatever, somebody who has spent those 10,000 hours, let's say, at their craft, as the outlier used to say, the book, that person receives genius intuition. I think it was Einstein who said that. He was talking about how genius is created. Genius is created after you have become extremely proficient at what you do. Once you have become very proficient at what you do, you enter into another level of intuition. And so what I'm saying is, when you keep to a routine that is always the same, it helps that intuition. You eliminate, because remember, your brain is always attracted to anything out of the norm. You know, it's that survival instinct that is always active in your brain. It's always watching out for you. And so if something new is introduced to your environment, your attention is going to gravitate towards it. When you always have an environment that is the same, the music, the sounds, the temperature, your chart, which is another reason why I encourage people to trade one or two instruments, and that's that, because you then again enter into the hypnotic state where you can see, your eye will catch. If something different happens, your eye will catch it. If something unusual happens on the chart, your eye will catch it. And your eye will also catch your entry. Your eye will also catch your exit. All of a sudden you realize, okay, it's time to get out. You get out just in time, the darn thing reverses against you, that kind of thing. So I would encourage everybody to have a routine that you always do the same way, over and over and over and over. It will help you, again, with entering into flow, as they call it in sports psychology, which is the zone. It works. I think I mentioned it before. You guys might have heard me say that when David Goggins went to break the pull-ups record, he listened to the same song on loop for 12 hours straight. That's what it is. He was hypnotizing himself. And now guess what happens? Anytime he grabs a bar to do his pull-ups, now he'll hear that song in his brain. And that those neurons that were created while he was performing that task, while listening to that music, will fire the same way as if he was doing it back then. Those are some high performance tricks that I've learned along the way. When a gymnast is getting ready to do a routine, if you notice, whichever one, male or females competing in gymnastics, when they salute the crowd just before their routine, their movements almost look mechanical. They raise their arm, they tilt their head, they look at the crowd, wave a certain way just before they go to do their routine. And it almost looks mechanical. Yes, it is mechanical, in fact, because they're already in the zone. They're already gone. They're not there. They raise their hand, they wave a certain way, cock their head, smile, that fake smile that they do, and off they go. They have rehearsed that so many times, they have become mechanical. That's what you want. But you see how it broke down below this wall, and now that it's broken down below this wall, it's gonna want to stay below that wall. So I gotta admit, man, I'm bearish, and if it closes bullish, I'm gonna be leery of taking it. That's gonna end up bearish, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna place a pending sell. I put a pending sell below. So now, because it's a pending order, it doesn't matter if it goes all the way up or what it does up here. Nothing will happen until it breaks through here. Once it breaks through here, then it will trigger. Now, remember that under this strategy, it has to be the next 4 hours. So in the next 4 hours, this needs to break through here. If it doesn't break in the next 4 hours, then you cancel your order. Yeah, and that would work perfectly right there. See, just below, just before the demand on the lower time frame. So that's how I have it right now. And if this pays us again, this will be, I don't know, the 16th time this pays us, something like that.